Yeah, very big welcome to you, my dear Sagittarius, and of course, a big welcome to all the other zodiac signs that felt like this constellation, or particularly this full moon, is speaking to them. And like for me, I get each time an information and help. Sometimes we're in a situation where we really need help to bring ourselves into the center and yeah, sometimes this is what it does to me. It brings me into my center. It brings me into the place of love. It brings me into a place of compassion. So here we have two mutable signs speaking to each other. We have Gemini, which is opposite of Sagittarius. And of course, this is the end of the summer. This is the end of the fall. This is where we have the summer in between Gemini and Cancer is the summer solstice. And here between Sagittarius and Capricorn, we have the winter solstice. So two very powerful energies coming in a way together, but also in an adaptable way. They give each other the 6-month opposite, right? So we always have in the opposite month, we have the full moon. Like you have your full moon always in Gemini, and Gemini will always have its full moon in your sign. And in your own sign, you have the new moon, you have that earth, you have that feminine, you have that moment where you can plant a seed that it will grow in 6 months into that full month in this opposite sign. So these opposite signs give each other meaning. Even though they're sometimes so opposite of each other, it's almost impossible for them to come together. Now I'm doing these readings because I myself creating a tarot deck combined with yoga positions, because I teach teacher trainings for years and years and years. And of course, this is something that I discovered a few years ago, and so I'm still studying, and this is my medium and my gift to the world. So Gemini, I did the King Pigeon, one of the most difficult positions there is, and since the arms and the hands are connected with Gemini, the reaching back into the subconscious, into the feet, is opening us up, is creating a circle between these three, the conscious, the subconscious, and the higher conscious, and creates that opening to actually face your partner in your own circle, so that then with the blue, the feminine, and with the red triangle, which is then the hexagram, a new life can grow. And here are the lovers, are the couples, or are any relationships that benefit from this kind of opening. I gave you the guardian angel, your own sacred geometry out of 5 circles. I created this angelic energy that we see when we meditate. You bowing down in front of the other, you diving deep. You find that 10th pole, which is the name of this card, the 10th pole, and you find within the love that has brought these two people into these cups, right? This is the transformation. This is a physicalness of self-love, and then here it's an alchemical transformation into a higher consciousness, and that's what I want you to feel. Going back to the last reading, which was actually Sun in Taurus, the last one, it says the 666 message makes you jump forward. That was a bonus reading. The reading before that, the real reading, was understand the right use of power by diving deeper into the true love. But of course, I'm referring now to this one here. And you can see you got here the devil, and you got the Gemini card from very old cards, right? So this is Oswald Wirth, this is the Hermetic Tarot, and this is Rider-Waite. So you already had back then a sign that something is coming to you in the month of Gemini, because you have the Gemini card in between Capricorn. And so we're gonna look into that, because this is what's actually creating the reading, right? The sun and the moon together create now this powerful moment here. Now, The court card for you is the Knight of Wands, and his birthday is the 13th of November and the 11th of December. You are adventurous, you go out, you want to know life out there. Now these three I didn't pull, I used them as a demonstration because these are the most well-known in the whole world of tarot cards, and so it's very important that we understand that when we know what the sun and the moon do to us, and when we know what our real court card is, all the other court cards, if your birthday's before or after, are listed down below. All my decks, altogether 19, are listed also below, so you can have a look. Now I got just between the German reading for Sagittarius and your reading, I got a package. And I'm so excited to show you the deck, the extra deck that I got. So Salvador Dali's cards came out in 1970, and I'm so excited to use them. I haven't shuffled them, I haven't moved them around, and I'm just gonna shuffle it right now and get a card right here in front of you for this reading. I will pick it up when it's coming to the timeline where he fits in. So coming back to the tarot, the oldest tarot deck, which is the Visconti Sforza Tarot, beginning with that, 15th century, so we go really back. I have a long line, it's a path, and this path is even connecting to the path before that you have taken. So I want this to be a continuous path. And this story is, they had a daughter, they had a son, and they married them, and they created a whole tarot deck just for the son and for the daughter of the Visconti Sforza family. So this is a big love story, one of the biggest love story, and I got this deck here in this month when the sun was, or is still now, in Gemini. So the first card that came up is the Two of Pentacles and the Eight of Cups. Now the Two of Pentacles is Jupiter in Capricorn, and this is Saturn in Pisces. Now I can see the two devil cards, and framing the Lovers, the Gemini card, is speaking about a big challenge that is maybe really coming to you and makes you realize that you gotta dive deeper into a self-love, that everything is constantly coming and going. Now the banner here, it says bon droit, and these are French cards. Bon droit is when we do good, good comes back. And the Two of Pentacles is juggling in life with the dualities, and the Eight of Cups is about you learning to move to the Ninth of Cup, moving out of this infinite spiral that is maybe pushing you too much, into now wanting to find a nine, the Nine of Cups, a completion within yourself of a love that doesn't search. Because when we have just two and two, right, and there's in the middle, there's one missing, so it's in a way not really three rows, there's one missing, and it makes all the other unstable. And we want to find a stable place where in this row, in this row, and in this row we have 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3, right? So you are ready to go forward and change that and move forward. Then comes Oswald Wirth. He was part of the Kabbalistic Rose Cross Order, which was formed 1888 in France. And these are French cards, which is Les Étoiles, the number 17, the number 8. An Aquarius energy, the Aquarian energy of balancing out the mind by actively pouring out these two. And you have these two here, giving and taking, giving and taking. Now she's pouring both of them out. She's almost saying both of them have to either give and both of them have to either take. So it's kind of saying the hope lies within you always. What are you doing with this infinite aid? What are you doing with this infinite challenge that is coming here at you and wanting you to understand, hey, the star is with you. The star is, the sun is a star and is highlighting here the moon in your sign, right, is with you. Then the Hermetic Tarot, which was used in the Order of the Golden Dawn, which was formed in London, also 1888. So 3 times 8 here in this order, and 3 times 8 in this order, which is of course the symbolism that these orders wanted to bring into the world. By being formed 1888, they kind of bringing a powerful message to the world saying, yes, we know we have the power to see the Earth star that is above us. Now here, this Hermetic Tarot, out of this deck comes Arthur Waite and Aleister Crowley, which comes after. So here you see the 3 of Swords, and the 3 of Swords is always, yeah, speaking about a very painful situation, a painful situation that your heart is enduring, and you can see how they disappear. These 2 swords go into different directions and only one sword stays. The course stays clear, straight up. It's almost like they go away from each other, and this is the Lord of Sorrow. And the Lord of Sorrow is almost cutting these flowers here apart, but nevertheless it's like one sword is here that's saying, hey, understand that a world pain, a love pain, or even a grieving pain of a mother or the father is here at stake. Then comes the Rider-Waite deck, and here comes the Queen of Swords, which is a Libra. The dates for this court card again are down below in my description. She shows the way, and she's like, focus on this one sword. Don't focus on this, neither on that. Come into your center and then go forward. Don't dwell on it. Move forward. Have that one conscious bird above you, and know that even the clouds here, even though the emotions are sometimes taking over, you need to be clear and go forward and understand what this world is asking from you is to stay course, to stay focused, right? Now the interesting thing here, this is the word Zane for the lovers, and we do say to stay Zane, right? We need to be clear, we need to know what we want and need to focus into this one sword that is coming down. Now Aleister Crowley. So this was 1920 published, and Aleister Crowley comes the 4 of Swords, and that's Jupiter in Libra, which is clearly Libra speaking about you need to focus and move away from 3, from this unstable, painful situation. You need to move into the 4, into a grounded energy where all the swords point now into the center, where this rose is growing, where the rose is growing between the feminine and the masculine within us, within a self-love, which is highlighting now you and helping you to find your own guardian angel and finding that balance. Now all the swords are pointing into the center, right? And so here she's pointing at meditate, go within, find the strength within you, and don't, you know, don't allow anything to change that. And now that is 1969. And of course, now comes Salvador Dali, and I'm using the top card and the Magician, or actually, yeah, the Magician, El Mago. So these are Spanish cards, right? They're literally translated, of course, in many languages, but the cards itself hold the Spanish word. And so find your sword, find that one sword that the magician is working with. He has all the 4 elements on his table, and he knows what he has to do. He knows what to do with this one sword. He knows what Libra is telling him and saying, focus, meditate, go within, and understand that you are creating through that a whole new perspective. So you have the Magician coming up through this deck that I'm using the first time right here, right? Salvador Dali, he just came between the German and the English reading. I mean, what a message. And you getting the Magician. So powerful. I'm going to put it right here. Now know that I have French, German, and English, and now Spanish cards here. I don't speak Spanish, but I speak all the other 3 languages. And so, of course, I'm using them. Now comes the Golden Dawn Tarot, which was created in 1978 by Robert Wang. And Robert Wang used or recreated the deck that was actually giving power to this one. So I'm kind of also learning to work with all these different artists that inspire the next artist, and I want to, of course, use the best ones that then really are back then were inspiring the people. And now you have the 10 of Cups, right? So you are going from 8 of Cups directly to 10 of Cups. You're not going to the 9. You go directly to Mars and Pisces. You go directly into that happiness that comes from within, that happiness that comes from hope, that you never give up, from a hope for yourself, from a hope that says, I go from this 8-8 portal. So I see it now that we have an 8-8 portal, 2 times 8, the creativity of knowing how to use or starting to use the Earth star. And you go from 8 to 10, and you want to know that happiness is something that you actively looking for, that you actively say, I do not wait. And yes, you use this magician, you use the power to create, because he's one of the biggest artists there is, and he created this incredible deck that I'm able to use today in this full moon, the first time for you. Then Hermann Handel, 1985, a German artist, very powerful. The 6 of Swords, the science that has success, and the hands that are touching this wine grape, and a little green starts to give hope into that which we find when we understand the age of Aquarius, because this is Mercury in Aquarius, and Mercury in Aquarius is saying scientifically research further, go further, learn more, so that you can empower yourself. And you have the message right away. You have Mercury in Aquarius. Mercury is the one that is searching for information, is moving on, is then going from here, the 3, right, to the 4. These are then, of course, 3 and 4 are 7. And then, of course, here this 1 sword with the magician. So 7, 8, 9 swords, right? But understand that you know that through the scientific approach, you can learn more, and you can reach now 1988, 100 years later from the Oswald Wirth at Tarot, and of course the Hermetic Tarot, you have the Queen again. There she is. Scientifically, this is what you love. You love to learn, you love to understand, and you are praying up to a higher consciousness that gives you the power to find the path. And you are taking on this energy from Libra, right? Libra and an Aquarius. Aquarius is the King of Swords. These understandings of a higher consciousness, these understandings that bring you forward to help you to overcome something like this. This is very painful, right, as we know, but it's in your mind. It's just in your mind, and now you become the inspiration through the Queen of Swords, who is saying, overcome that. Overcome that by studying further and deeper your self-love, your self-respect, your self-everything, right? Do that, and you will feel much, much better. Okay. Then comes you, in a way, right? So the second row, and I have the Oracle of E square 2, and here comes a 5 and a 0. Now, in sense of portals, I have the 8-8 portal here, and that's so far it, right? The 8-8 portal, which is, of course, these two moving on and hoping and knowing that everything will be okay, will be fine. 50, now these are German, I don't have them in English, that's how I ordered them. Free and moving on and moving out, right? And that's what you're doing. You're going to look at this and you're like, okay, I'm going to turn my horse around. I see that everything was good for what it was, and I'm moving and turning around into the key, the perfect key, which is within you. It's something that you need to learn to understand, which is then the 29, which is an 11. The perfect key to this solution, right, is to find now within you an adventure again that brings you out, that finds the self-love, that you always know which key fits in your heart, and you trust that, and you don't let get this bird to tell you any otherwise. Just trust that. When you know that, then comes the Ace of Earth. The Ace of Earth is financial, spiritual money that is supporting you and that is helping you to grow and learn further on your path. Alberto Villoldo speaks then about the smoky mirror, the 47, which is another 11. So the money is framed with this portal, and that gives like a 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. 5 times the 1. 5 times to know that you can speak about the foundation, the financial foundation that is supporting you, that even though when things are a little bit unclear, if you trust that, it will come to you, and you will always make your money, and you will always be safe, and you will always be supported on this move forward into the free and self-expressive path that you're taking. Because the Panther then is speaking to you, and the Panther is a fire sign. The Panther is saying annihilation of the unnecessary and purging. When in balance, brave and productive. The Panther won't stand to see your growth or energy stagnate. Instead, it pounces into our lives and causes all kinds of havoc, with the ultimate intention of bringing us towards more fulfilling lives. It's unexpected, uncomfortable, and sometimes feels devastating. But after all, the dust clears. It's easy to see the Panther's wisdom at work We've all been through these experiences and they've made us better people. Trust that the Panther's journey always leads to a brighter place. Right, so the dust and the smoky mirror, it's almost like, yeah, this smoke, this something is coming into your life and saying, have a deeper look at yourself, go deeper, and look at what it is that you don't want to see, because something is wanting to be celebrated. Venus in Aries, celebration of the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands is a celebration ritual of understanding that what you have learned and what you have gained out of this, and what you have gained through the full moon that is actually highlighted fully with Gemini, with a self-love, with looking deep within and finding your path, your energy. You can then celebrate. It's here and it's coming. The last row, the Creativity Oracle. Here we have a bird flying, and we have that sun that's up in the sky that is fully highlighting this full moon and the change. For a change, do something you usually do a certain way in a different way. The number 43, the number 7. The 7 is the crown chakra. The 7 is an understanding that you gotta fly. You gotta fly and let this bird fly away. You gotta be like, fly like you never flied before. Right, you get the bird now in a closer look. He was up here, he's coming down, and he's saying, take the path forward. There's other creatures here that are inspiring you, that are giving you the message to do what you need to be doing, right? To change what you can change. Do something you usually do a certain way in a different way. And then comes the Knight of Pentacles, which is a Virgo. The dates are as well, and also this is a Knight. And a Knight, you understand. So the Knight is telling, turn around, right? And yes, you will turn around and you will go through this path, and you will realize now, you looking at the seeds, what you planted, what you've seen, what you've understood, and you're going forward and you're learning, and you're continuously learning into the 26, and you're gonna go through a deep pressure and see into another dimension if you release what you can release, if you change what you can change. That is what goes against your nature, right? So you think you're a Sagittarius, you think you're the fiery aspect of fire. So what? Go beyond, go further, go deeper. Go into the Magician. Salvador Dali is speaking to you. He's saying, go and create, go and do and learn and study and love what you do, and go through a new dimension. Go break through it, because then you get the 5 of inspiration, and that's Saturn in Leo. You can create something very specific, something that lasts, something that's special, something that has spiritual value, and you see it that it's here the same way I see that this message is for me. Yes, do your tarot cards, right? And then comes the unmarked trail, the revelation, the number 57, which is a 12, and from them came 2 up, and the first breath, the beginner's mind. This is Alberto Villoldo's Shaman's Dream. This is speaking to you about trusting that even whatever you build, whatever you know, you can learn from it, and you can be the master. And that this 12, I mean, this is 57 is a 12, then a 21, 3. The 3 will be overcome, 3 portal will be overcome by understanding, learning, and going deeper within, learning to meditate, focus your energy all in this flower. Focus your energy in the center of this. Focus your energy and learning to have the revelation coming to you, and then take the first breath and be again a beginner's mind. Begin fresh, begin new, leave all of this behind you, leave also this challenge behind you, which is Capricorn. And of course, it began right away with Jupiter in Capricorn. The two sides of the devil, right? The devil has here twice come up, and it's saying in Jupiter, Jupiter is the planet that's steering, it's the wheel of karma, and it's saying, yes, the Jupiter in Capricorn is helping you to understand, release these attachments to certain things. They're not good, they're never good, they actually create something like this, and focus on the hope, focus on something that you really want to learn and grow with, and then you will begin and start a whole new cycle, because that's what life does to us, right? It's constantly learning and shifting, and with the first breath is a fresh start and a renewed curiosity, natural trust, and beginner's mind. Right? When the first breath card shows up for you, it is time to leave the old stories and tales behind. You have arrived. Take a deep breath and another. I don't want to continue to read more because it's enough. You begin to realize this is an accumulation in your life. This is the full moon that is highlighted by Gemini, by the self-love, by a deep self-love that can create completely new things. So accept and step up and know that you, the first one that got the Magician, the number one, you are the number one. No matter what you're doing, you are the number one, and you're gonna go out there and you're gonna be like, I did it. I did it. And this is what the full moon is telling you. Wow. Okay, so I wish you, of course, a very great full moon meditation today. I hope I see you in the next reading. That's when the Earth is turning and we're seeing behind the sun the constellation Cancer. Cancer is about healing, going deeper into the emotional healing that can take place here. And I hope that path continues for you. Until then, I thank you so much for being with me. Namaste.